Hi, welcome into my channel. In this channel I want to say that the stars are close and we cannot see the universe or in our galaxy. There's a sphere. But in this video I take on Brian Cox.
That we're flying around relative to the sun very fast at whatever speed it is, 18 miles a second or something like that. And the whole solar system is going around the Milky Way galaxy and so on. But why is it that we don't feel it?
Brian Cox, so he says that we cannot tell if the earth is moving, and he says that the earth is moving around the sun, and the sun through the galaxy, like around the galaxy. But this is wrong, and he says that we cannot know if the earth is moving or not. So why I'm taking on these guys? I don't have anything against them, but I want to prove to you that what the sustainers of the Big Bang, they are tricked, logically tricked. I'm not filming myself straight. This is the way I make my video. I'm saying like a tea science, coffee science. I have here a soluble tea, soluble coffee with milk. Okay, so he is wrong. I put for you a second time what he is saying. So
that we're flying around relative to the sun very fast at whatever speed it is, 18 miles a second or something like that. And the whole solar system is going around the Milky Way galaxy and so on. But why is it that we don't feel it?
That the earth goes around the earth, and the earth goes around the sun, and the sun around the center of our galaxy. So these guys are tricking themselves. If you want to interpret the equations, you must have some philosophy, some logic. So the equation, mathematical formulas do not speak anything. So I don't know if they know physics, but they do not understand it, like philosophical understanding. So I want to tell you first of all that the sun is not going anywhere around the galaxy, because it will violate the physics. This is vectors, compounding of the vectors. So you compound the vector if it is in the same direction, you add it. In opposite direction, you put a minus sign, and this is basically from Newton's book. Like quantity of direction and quantities of movement. What I'm telling you is like, if this is going like this, and I give it in another hit like this, on the direction, you must add the vectors. Like in a football, I put for you this football player. So the ball comes and you compound the vectors, already have a trajectory. So this is inferring that the sun is going around the center of the galaxy. Because if you will pull the earth around the sun and the spin of the sun, you must compound all the trajectory movements of the vector. So this will go in the gravity of the earth. And the gravity of the earth is 9.8 meters per second square. Okay, so all the movement must be added in vectors to compound 9.8 meters per second square. So now now I want to tell you that he does not know. You see, he says that you cannot tell that the earth is moving or not.
And Einstein elevated that to a principle and said, if you're not accelerating, you're just moving at a constant speed in a plane, or now. I mean, that's essentially what we're doing now. We're moving around the sun at effectively constant speed. Then you can't tell. So there's no experiment you can do. We could look at the decay of a radioactive nucleus or some electricity and magnetism or bounce a ball, have a pendulum, whatever it is. And there's no experiment you can do to tell you whether you're moving or not. Therefore, that concept has no meaning because you can't measure it. That's led Einstein to relativity. That's the basis, general relativity, which is our best theory of the universe.
So you cannot tell, he says. But this is wrong. The gravity is the proof that the earth is moving. So this is explaining to you that they do not know physics, okay? So they are interpreting that mass m, like this mass, he put it in a scale, and it has a quantity of gravity like the magnet does. Even though the strength of the magnet is increased if you increase electric connections or something like this, electromagnet, okay, or a natural magnet. It is not you put it in a scale, you know roughly the strength of the magnet attraction. Like they are interpreting that this rock has a mass 1, okay, and if you have a smaller mass like this, you have a small gravity. But they do not understand that the gravity is the movement of the earth. And I'm telling you like this, what happens if you do not spin the earth? You maintain only the orbit. You must discompound the vectors. You have only one trajectory so the gravity will decrease. And now you imagine that you pull the brakes and you decelerate the earth. Is moving around the sun 365 days. It comes up a complete circle in 365 days. This is roughly what the circle has 360 degrees. So in 360 days make a full circle around the earth. Imagine now that you will speed up the earth to make the orbit around the sun 200 days. This will increase like this vector, the gravity of the earth will be increased. And now imagine that you slow down. The compounding of the vector is negative, like a minus. You will take down the gravity of Earth from 9.10 meters per second. So if you stop completely the Earth not going around the sun and not spinning itself, and you stop it like this rock, the gravity will go to 0. The centripetal force is like a rotating force, and around it compounding will make 9.10 meters per second square. I obtained this, okay, somehow, approximately. There's another things, like if you spin this object in water, he will spin the water, and the force of that can aggregate you in a circular movement will decrease with distance. So what I'm telling you, like in the boat or engine of boat, it spins the water like this, and if you put something near the engine of the boat, it will go in circle faster, and because the force is diminishes with distance, it will be absorbed by the water. So this way, if the earth is spinning, because I could not obtain 9.10 meters exactly from the rotation of the earth and the spinning of the earth. So in this way you must understand that if the earth is spinning in a medium, it will decrease the force from the earth, like exactly like it comports the acceleration, okay? It will, if it is a medium, and this medium with the compounding of the vector or the spin of the earth and around the sun vector will give you 9.10 meters per second. So this, if he says that earth is going around the sun through the galaxy, you must add the vectors.
That we're flying around relative to the sun very fast at whatever speed it is, 18 miles a second or something like that. And the whole solar system is going around the Milky Way galaxy and so on. Why is it that we don't feel it?
This is normal physics, okay? This is normal physics. So, like a recap, you can accelerate from a trajectory. If you understand, you can decelerate, you can accelerate with the compounding of the vectors. This compounding of the vectors, okay? Like I made this like high school physics. So they do not understand this, okay? So he says that you cannot tell if the earth is moving or not. Any reference frames, everybody says this. They do not understand that the gravity is a demonstration that the earth is moving.
And Einstein elevated that to a principle and said, if you're not accelerating, you're just moving at a constant speed in a plane, or now. I mean, that's essentially what we're doing now. We're moving around the sun at effectively constant speed. Then you can't tell. So there's no experiment you can do We could look at the decay of a radioactive nucleus or some electricity and magnetism or bounce a ball, have a pendulum, whatever it is. And there's no experiment you can do to tell you whether you're moving or not. Therefore, that concept has no meaning because you can't measure it. That's led Einstein to relativity. That's the basis, general relativity, which is our best theory of the universe.
The Earth is moving. The gravity of the Earth. If you stop the Earth, it is normal that the speed, you understand? So I'm telling you what they do not understand always, like this. This is the acceleration. The tissues, you stick to the Earth, not because the attraction that he says. This is my first video on him, because you see, if you accelerate the hand, the tissue stays on my hand like this, you see, and it responds with my acceleration of the hand. The mass, it is not a given fact. This mass can vary of this tissue. If I have a scale on my hand, the tissue will respond according to my gravity, acceleration of my hand, like this. So the mass kilogram, okay? So the Earth mass kilogram, it is a factor of acceleration of the Earth. But if you stop the acceleration if you stop the speed of rotation of the Earth, like this, they are creating two vectors, like centripetal and centrifugal force, and you compound the vectors, and this will give 9.8 meters second square. This is that they gives the like if you put on a scale this rock, it always pushes because the Earth pushes on it, and the equal force has an optical force of opposite direction. So the Earth pushes on this rock because it moves with an acceleration around the sun, not attracting it. So the equal force of opposite force law, this will push on the Earth with a mass. That's why it has a mass. But if Earth will stop, it will not have around the sun and a spin, this rock will not push on the Earth anymore. It will stick on the Earth only through some electromagnetic or atomical cohesion, like the mountain states with atomical cohesion like this. So these guys do not understand physics. And he says you cannot tell the gravity is a proof that the Earth is moving. The mass does not produce gravity per se. Okay, so this is everything I wanted to tell you in this video. Goodbye, guys. My first video against Brian Cox. Goodbye. So I'm saying like coffee science. This is soluble coffee with milk. Goodbye.